recently seeing Ranbir Kapoor's interviews, and he has always said that.
I think the relationship that I shared with my father, like थोड़ा एक distance होता है, थोड़ा वो डर होता है.
And there's this aura which used to create a strict environment for him.
Popular adage goes that mothers make kids to boys and fathers make boys to men. Ultimately, बात यह है कि हम किसी भी एक्सट्रीम पे ना जाएं. Whether it is too much of discipline or too much of the number one predictor of how a child will be in the future in terms of mental well-being, emotional well-being is directly proportional and linked to the mother's mental health. Parenting has a generational impact. How our grandparents parented our parents had an impact on how they parented us. Shah Rukh Khan, for example, in the limelight, he has been pretty vocal about the fact that his children follow both religious festivals and they respect humanity.
How a father or a mother who's a single parent, can they build boundaries with the kid?
जो हम ट्रेडिशनल पेरेंटिंग देखते हैं जिसमें कुछ रूल्स और बाउंड्रीज होती थी, पहले कोई नहीं बोलता था आई एम बोर्ड. आजकल आप किसी बच्चे से एक बार डिवाइस ले लीजिए, 5 मिनट में वो बोलना शुरू करेंगे आई एम बोर्ड.
What's more important, being liked by your child or respected by them? Parenting is like a roller coaster where some days you feel like a hero and some days you feel like just surviving. Are you relating to it? So welcome to the Voice Matters. आज का हमारा डिस्कशन है पॉजिटिव पेरेंटिंग से रिलेटेड, जहाँ पे हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं न्यू पेरेंट्स के स्ट्रगल्स, स्पेशली कि सोसाइटल नॉर्म से वो कैसे डील कर सकते हैं, बच्चे के टैंट्रम से आप कैसे डील कर सकते हैं विदाउट फीलिंग गिल्टी और विदाउट स्कोल्डिंग योर चिल्ड्रन. एंड क्या कभी आपको ऐसा लगता है कि आप स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं इन बिटवीन बीइंग अ लविंग पेरेंट एंड ऑल्सो सेटिंग द बाउंड्रीज? टुडे we are going to unlock such positive parenting secret with our guest Ritika. So welcoming Ritika in our podcast today. She has coached more than 10,000 families all over the world. She has been speaking about positive parenting on a lot of international and national platforms as well. So आइए जानते हैं और रितिका से डिस्कस करते हैं कि आप डिसिप्लिन और कनेक्शन के बीच में बैलेंस कैसे बना सकते हैं. वेलकम टू द वॉइस मैटर्स एंड वेलकमिंग रितिका as well. So since we have talked about discipline and boundaries and how can we create the balance between discipline versus connection, I want to talk more about. So since we have talked about discipline and boundaries and how can we create the balance between discipline versus connection, I want to talk more about how parents should not hesitate in saying sorry to the kids, thinking that they might go away with the kind of a strict parenting environment or the concept, because they want to have a disciplined environment as well, and they want to not at that point of time build the comfortable connection for the kid, thinking that the kid will not take them seriously.
So, Prachi, I want you to just close your eyes for a second and tell me, what do you think when you think of the word discipline? क्या आ रहा है mind में?
So with discipline, I mean, I think creating a routine, making kids understand that, this is wrong and this is right. This is what comes to my mind.
Right. For a majority of people, discipline tends to evoke a sort of negative imagery, strictness, hitting, creating very strict rules, regimented living. ऐसा एक thought process discipline के साथ आता है. If you go to the root of the word discipline, the word discipline actually means to lead.
Okay.
To lead and to inspire is to discipline. So discipline मतलब disciple कौन होता है? जो आपको follow करता है.
Right.
क्या आप are you portraying the right qualities, the mindset that somebody should follow you? First, that is the question I ask parents. आपको discipline करना है, but are you living a life of an exemplary life that is worth looking up to, and you are being the right role model? It's a deep thought, and if all of us give it a few seconds of self introspection and real honesty, most of us will feel that we are not living that life which is worth following. Whether it is in terms of the things that we are consuming, the information we are consuming, the life we are living, the food we are eating, the behavior we are just talking right now behind the scenes about how traditional festivals have now been converted into an event for poker parties, or things where you're really just, it's all about having the right Instagrammable moment. Whereas the culture, the root of it, the devotion of it, the knowledge of why we are celebrating that has all gone away. Nobody cares. तो हम एज पेरेंट्स, अगर हम एक ऐसी लाइफ जिए जो कि एग्जेम्पलरी हो, if we take care of ourselves, if we are operating from a high value system, if we are not simply giving into things that are giving us just quick dopamine rushes, हम सारे ऐसे काम नहीं कर रहे हैं सिर्फ enjoyment और entertainment के लिए, but we are really ensuring that we are living a life of value and purpose. तो डिसिप्लिन अपने आप करेंगे हम. वील क्रिएट अ डिसिप्लिन लाइफ, वील क्रिएट अ डिसिप्लिन एनवायरनमेंट, एंड ऑटोमेटिकली वो बाउंड्रीज भी सेट होता जाएगा.
Okay. But like, what are the basic ways, जैसे parents can create a disciplined environment? And the reason is, why I'm asking is this: kids will resent, or they will oppose that. It's a human tendency, right? What I am being told, I'll not do, especially at that moment. And maybe I take my time and understand that, and then later, like after a few days, I'll understand, okay, that was the right thing to do. But at that moment, is it the right step that parents should, in the very moment when the kid is having those kind of feelings and they're resenting, or opposing your decision, should the parent still force the kid to understand, or they should take their time and, what is the one specific way that they can make the kid understand?
See, there is no replacement of connection and communication. There is absolutely no replacement. जब हम पेरेंटिंग की बात करते हैं, हमने काफ़ी टाइम पहले अथॉरिटेटिव और अथॉरिटेरियन पेरेंटिंग की बात करी. अथॉरिटेरियन बीइंग, बिकॉज आई एम सेइंग सो यू मस्ट डू इट. Authoritative is, you have an authority, you are setting the right boundaries, you are communicating things adequately, but you are also, empathetic to your child's need. There are some other ways of parenting. One is, neglectful parenting. Neglectful is, जब बच्चा जो मर्जी कर रहा है उसे करने दो. I don't care, I'm just going to focus on my career, or I'm going to focus on this part of my life. Let the child grow. And permissive parenting is, I'll allow everything. I can't say no to the child. I'll be permissive about everything. जो खाना है खाओ, जो ये करना करो, बुरा ना लगे, always pandering to the child's need. इन सब से एक हटके I talk about positive parenting. Let's look at that, at what is at the core of that positive parenting. I typically say there are 5 pillars to positive parenting. The first pillar to positive parenting is your presence. Are you present there with your child? Are you physically, emotionally connected, and you're present? You are not distracted by 10 other things that are pinging you for your attention. That is presence. The second pillar of positive parenting is empathy. Can you put yourself in their shoes? Can you go back to your childhood and recount stories of your childhood? Tell them to your child and start thinking that, yes, I have also been through these situations or similar situations, and you can understand how hard it is for them. The third pillar is communication. Are you communicating it correctly to the child? What is it, if you want to build a connection with them, are you giving them the right tools to connect? Are you connecting with them? उन्हें जो पसंद है आप वो कर रहे हैं, या सिर्फ आपको जो पसंद है आप वो कर रहे हैं? Right? So it has to be both ways. They need to be feeling like they're valued, and you also need to be feeling like you're valued. This was the fourth pillar, actually, when we talk about the PEACE, that is this thing. The third actually is adaptability. Adaptability means हमारे बच्चे जैसे ग्रो करेंगे, उनकी लाइफ जो है वो ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम चेंज होती रहेगी, राइट? सो 0 to 6 की अलग रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं, 6 to 10, 12 की अलग हैं, 12 to 18 एडोलेसेंस की अलग है, 18 and to 24 की अलग रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं. Are you adapting to the changing needs of your child? That's the third pillar. So P is for presence, E is for what did I say? Empathy. A is for adaptability, C is for communication and connection, and the last E is for Are you living a life of example? Like I said, that are you living that life where you're leading by example? तो जब ये पांचों चीजें साथ में आ जाती हैं, PEACE, तो आपका एक्रोनिम पीस बन गया, एंड दिस इज द पिलर अकॉर्डिंग टू मी ऑफ पॉजिटिव पेरेंटिंग. तो अगर कुछ भी चल रहा है, यू हैव टू कम बैक टू द बेसिक्स. इफ यू कम बैक टू दीज बेसिक्स, यू विल ऑलवेज बी एबल टू फाइंड अ सोल्यूशन. अगर आज आपके साथ कोई प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, बच्चे का बिहेवियरल इशू है, स्क्रीन टाइम इशू है, कुछ भी है, प्लीज डोंट एक्सपेक्ट इट टू गेट रिजॉल्व ओवरनाइट. It is going to be a process.
Okay.
In my podcast, which is the Parenting Truth and Dare podcast, I've covered about 100 episodes there. In many of the episodes, I have reiterated that if you get onto this journey of conscious parenting, give yourself a minimum of 4 to 5 years. Because you are working on yourself. पहले अपने पे काम करोगे, अपने पहले सीखोगे, फिर सीखने और इम्प्लीमेंट करने में भी बहुत फासला है. पढ़ तो हम किताबें कितनी भी सकते हैं, कितना पॉडकास्ट देख सकते हैं, कितने एक्सपर्ट्स को देख के वी कैन हैव अ वाओ फीलिंग,
Right.
बट टू ब्रिंग इट इन योर लाइफ, दैट इज a big difference, and not everybody does that.
And especially in such like conflicting scenarios, वहाँ पे वो चीज़ इम्प्लीमेंट करना इज थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है, बिकॉज वहाँ पे अगर आप खुद फ्यूरियस हो, आपको नहीं आएगा दिमाग में कि ओके आई हैव टू
The flipping the lid, right?
Yeah.
I told you, when you flip your lid, then you're not thinking logically, then you're only operating from your fight, flight, freeze response.
ओके. तो वहाँ पे हमें अपना काम रख के थोड़ा सा 2 मिनट खुद को दे के आई थिंक सोचना चाहिए कि if I'm going to react in a very impulsive manner, this is going to impact the child, and then next time he or she might not be even listening to me. And then
So here is where Dr. Laura Markham gives a very interesting model, which I also incorporate in my Art and Science of Peaceful Parenting course, which is the stop, drop, breathe methodology.
okay.
It's stop, drop, breathe. Stop what you're doing when you're triggered in this situation. जब आपको लग रहा है कि बस अब any time I'm going to burst. I've called my child 15 times, they are still not at the table, and I have this plate in my hand and I feel like just crashing it. You stop what you're doing, then you drop the agenda. Okay, मेरा agenda है कि मैं उस बच्चे को भी टेबल पे पहुंचाऊं, but for a moment I have to drop that agenda. I have to connect with myself and breathe. There are lots of breathing techniques you will find online. There are box breathing techniques जहाँ पे आप 4 second inhale, 4 second hold, 4 second exhale. Anything that gets you there. There are many different models you can follow. I don't propagate any one model, whatever works for you. This stop, drop, breathe has been hugely helpful to me personally and to my community as well, where we talk about just taking this moment कि जब अब पता चल रहा है that I'm at my wit's end. Connect with yourself. Connect to this overall view that this child right now, who I think is defying my authority, मुझे सुन नहीं रहा है, बात मान नहीं रहा है, मुझे लग रहा है this is a challenge to my authority. Actually, that child is in a state of flow. What is the state of flow? They are playing with something, the Rubik's Cube or whatever toys से खेल रहे हैं, और वो उस flow में है कि उन्हें वो सुनाई ही नहीं दे रहा है कि हम क्या बोल रहे हैं. It's not like they are defying her authority. They are in a different state and I'm in a different state. I need to get work done because जैसे ही dinner खत्म होगा, I have to get back to my presentation. But ये बच्चे को नहीं पता है.
Right. And I think ये वाला जो problem example आपने बताया है, this happens majorly with the teenagers. And why I was also discussing it with my office mates. This was the first question from their end that came. Please ask this. Ki my teenage kid is not listening to me, and specifically at the dinner time, as what you explained, they are not even listening to me. Even if I'm trying to explain it in a better way, being more empathetic, they are not listening. They're just on their own. वहाँ पे हम कैसे regulation कर सकते हैं और basically implement कैसे कर सकते हैं उसको, even if like as a parent I am doing all the things, all the steps which are required, and not being angry at them, but even if the child still is not listening, then what is the step?
See, teenage is a totally different ball game altogether. इसीलिए मैं कहती हूँ the majority of parents I work with, I work in that 0 to 12 years age group, because जब foundation वहाँ set हो जाता है, चीज़ें थोड़ी easy हो जाती हैं.
Okay.
Teenage में in general there are a lot of hormonal changes that are happening, there's a lot of brain growth, spurt of brain growth that happens. तो बचपन में भी बहुत spurt होता है in 0 to 3, then around middle school 6 to 7 में बहुत spurt of brain growth होता है, and around this teenage 13 14 में भी sudden एकदम your brain starts expanding and there are so many brain cells being firing and neurons that fire together, wire together, वैसी वाली बातें हो रही होती हैं. There are also processes called process called myelination. ये माइलिनेशन जो होता है टीनेजर्स में होता है विच इज़ बेसिकली कंसोलिडेटिंग अ लॉट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन इन योर ब्रेन. सो जो आप सीख रहे हो उसका कंसोलिडेशन भी तो होना ज़रूरी है ना. सीख के भूल जाना तो इज़ नॉट हेल्पफुल. तो माइलिनेशन एक ऐसा प्रोसेस है दैट रिक्वायर्स द टीनेजर टू ऑल्सो बिहेव अ लिटिल डिफरेंटली. दे नीड मोर स्लीप. इट्स नॉट दैट दे आर बीइंग लेजी. हम पेरेंट्स को लगता है कि ये तो कितना आलसी है, सोए जा रहा है. This is very normal, right? But this is why I again say come back to the brain science. Because of the changes in the body of the child, they need more sleep, they need more rest, they need more repair of what is going on, and rest and repair happens during sleep. Now, again, the बच्चा सुन नहीं रहा है, इसके बहुत सारे reasons हो सकते हैं. One is, of course, with devices, everybody is distracted. Teenagers even more so. बिकॉज टीनेज में तो आते आते ऑलमोस्ट सभी के पास आजकल डिवाइसेस हैं और सभी सोशल मीडिया अकाउंट्स बना चुके हैं विज माई अंडरस्टैंडिंग मोस्टली. चाहे आप टीयर 1 टीयर 2 किसी की भी बात करें तो वो डिस्ट्रैक्शन तो है ही. तो आधी बातें उसलिए नहीं सुनाई दे रही बिकॉज जो स्टेट ऑफ फ्लो पहले खेलने में होता था आजकल वो रील स्क्रोलिंग में हो रहा है. Second reason why they may not be listening is, of course, it could be authority issue also because teenage में एक typical process होता है जो है rebellion. So rebellion is the hallmark of teenage. Teenage and adolescence में हम हर चीज़ को oppose करते हैं because now we are really solidifying our place in the society. Right? So already वो सारी चीज़ें भी चल रही हैं. Dynamics with parents change because teenage is the other hallmark of teenage is that your peers become more important than your parents.
Yeah, that's right. अगर parents same चीज़ बोलेंगे और friends बोलेंगे तो of course the child will listen to the friends
and ये इसलिए नहीं कि वो हमें गलत समझते हैं या हमारी अथॉरिटी को डिफाई कर रहे हैं. These are all natural instincts. These are all developmental things that have happened to human beings. कि टीनेज में अगर हम अपने peer group से accepted नहीं होंगे तो it is a sign to me कि they can leave me, and I can be alone. So to ensure that I'm fitting into the tribe, I have to give more importance to the peers. तो पेरेंट्स तो हैं ही, पेरेंट्स कहाँ जाएंगे, राइट? सो दे आर एनीवे गोइंग टू बी देयर. सो ये सब प्रिपरेशन कैसे आएगा जब हम अवेयर ही नहीं होंगे तो हमें कैसे पता चलेगा? वील ऑलवेज थिंक ए चाइल्ड इज मिसबिहेविंग or they take me for granted. Well, these few years are going to be hard. The teenage years are hard on parents. I have empathy and a lot of sympathy for my parents now कि उन्होंने मुझे भी teenage से बड़ा किया and I must have been I was a pretty rebellious person. I was not an easy child to raise during those years and many children are not. तो वो समझते हैं अगर आप तो आपकी जर्नी ज़्यादा easy होती है as a parent.
Okay. Now we are talking about discipline. I want to now come to the connection part of this, the balance that we are talking. And with the connection, I want to discuss more on maybe the emotional connection. So there is an example, like I was recently seeing Ranbir Kapoor's interviews, and he has always said that although he had a very respectful and loving relationship with his father, but there were boundaries in terms he was not emotionally connected with him, and there's this aura where his father always used to have, which was a strict kind of a which used to create a strict environment for him, and that somehow has refrained Ranbir from his with his like emotional connection with his father. And I think ये हमने generally भी देखा है, like if I talk about my parents age, वो हमारे fathers का ना वो एक aura होता था to sort of maintain the discipline, because ठीक है, emotionally we are more connected with the mothers. They were caregivers, and those times mothers used to have more time. They were not working, like a lot of mothers were not working. So how is this now changing? I have seen some of the changes there, but ये कितना impactful होता है, and where the boundary needs to be created कि अगर हम disciplined होंगे तो हमें वो इमोशनल कनेक्शन भी रखना है. नाउ वेयर इज द थिन लाइन ऑफ दैट? Even suppose if a father is having more emotionally connected with the kid, then they might think that kids will take them lightly, or they'll not be kind of disciplined, or not take them in a serious way when they're telling them to do something in a right manner.
See, my response to this is that कोई भी tilting towards any side is not good. No excess of anything is bad, like they say, right? एक ही चीज़ है बस जिसका excess मुझे लगता है कि कोई बुराई नहीं करता, which is holding the space. And when you hold the space for somebody, you have that love for them, which is unconditional. And when you give your presence, when you bring your joyful self, ये सब चीज़ें हैं जिसमें कभी भी you will never fail. Of course you have to nurture yourself in this. सिर्फ अपने देते ही ना रहें सबको, अपना you should refill your cup also. Those are important things. But अगर हम किसी भी extreme पे जाते हैं, we are too much of a disciplinarian, उसके भी consequences हैं. If we are too much only talking about emotions, और हम बच्चे को उतना strong नहीं बना पा रहे हैं कि भाई हर चीज़ को, like very recent example, I spoke to a parent yesterday. Their biggest problem is that the child is not able to fit in, and the parent is constantly involved. वो टीचर से भी बात कर रहे हैं, प्रिंसिपल से भी बात कर रहे हैं, कॉन्स्टेंटली इन्वॉल्व. अब आप हमारे टाइम पे देखिए, क्या टीचर्स और प्रिंसिपल से कोई बात करते थे पेरेंट्स?
Not much.
कुछ ऐसा प्रिंसिपल से तो कोई कभी कनेक्शन होता ही नहीं था. नाउ एवरीबडी इज गेटिंग ओवर इन्वॉल्व इन दैट लाइफ ऑफ द चाइल्ड. ओवर इन्वॉल्वमेंट, ओवर इंडल्जेंस जो है, it is like basically saying that I'm going to remove all the roadblocks from my child's life. अब आप इसको साइंस की तरह से समझें. हम कोई भी गाड़ी चलती है, कोई भी इंसान चलता है, वो क्यों चल पाते हैं? Because of friction. If there was no friction, you're a engineer, so you'll appreciate this. If there's no friction, then what will happen? That vehicle will not be able to either not move, or it'll keep rolling, right? There's nothing stopping it. It will just go out of control. So friction is good. We need to understand that we need to give experiences to the children to be able to fail, to be able to handle failure, to be able to handle disappointment, to be able to handle rejection. क्योंकि rejection अगर handle करना बचपन से नहीं सिखाएंगे तो यही बच्चे जाके jilted lovers बनेंगे. Then क्या होगा? You can imagine, you in adolescence and even beyond, if you can't manage your emotions and you can't take a rejection, you can imagine.
Yeah.
So ultimately बात ये है कि हम किसी भी extreme पे ना जाएं. Whether it is too much of discipline or too much of mollycoddling, as I say. Now coming to your example of Ranbir Kapoor, of course his personal life is not a matter that I am fully aware of, and not much to comment on. But whatever is there in the public eye is the fact that of course there was some sort of strain in the father-son relationship, and towards the end of the life of the father they tried at least to patch up and connect. But from my understanding of what he has shared in social media and all, is that it was hard to connect at that point. Why do you think so? Right now, when he knows that the father is at the fag end of the life, still the connection could not be made, because all through your childhood, if your nervous system has internalized that your father or your mother is a threat to your survival, may not be actual threat, but you perceive them as a threat because they have created that aura around them. They are untouchable in terms of inaccessible to you. When all of this is there, and the person who has given birth to you, your parents, are not your safe space, if that is the case, if you've not held that space for the child, they will create boundaries around them and walls around them to protect themselves. वो boundaries or walls फिर आपके basically they become part of your being, and your body and your mind doesn't allow you to then open up and connect, which we have apparently, which is what this situation is all about, that towards the end also it was very difficult for the child or the grown adult now to form that bond, or maybe even hug the father or show emotions, because वो करा ही नहीं ना, वो template मिला ही नहीं कभी.
Yeah, he mentioned that even towards the end of his father's life, one day his father came up to his room, and he started crying and had all sorts of emotions which he might not have shared any time previously. So it was little shocking for Ranbir in the sense that he although he wanted to hug him and show the empathy and just tell him that it's all okay, but he wasn't able to do that. So I think that is somehow your body kind of creates that blockage.
बिकॉज आपने माइंड में अपने पेरेंट की और अपने फादर की एक छवि बना ली है कि भाई ये तो कभी गलत हो नहीं सकते, बिकॉज ही नेवर एक्सेप्ट्स हिज मिस्टेक. जो आप कह रहे हैं कि सॉरी बोलना चाहिए या नहीं, वल्नरेबिलिटी इज एट द कोर ऑफ फॉर्मिंग एनी रिलेशनशिप, चाहे वो फ्रेंडशिप हो, चाहे स्पाउजल रिलेशनशिप हो, चाहे एनीथिंग. अनलेस यू आर वल्नरेबल एंड यू शो दैट यस यू कैन मेक मिस्टेक्स, you are human, and that you erred, and you are not ashamed to apologize for the mistakes that you've made, because those mistakes are helping you grow. Again, I'm coming back to the growth mindset. If you feel that your mistakes are helping you grow, you will look at it as a stepping stone, and you will accept to your loved ones. You'll accept to your child that yes, I faltered, I made a mistake, I'm trying to do better.
And do you think it will help the kid also to, kind of get this in their mind that saying sorry is okay?
Is okay. I cannot even count the number of times I have said sorry to my son, because as I was sharing with you that I had my own journey, right? I used to get triggered. I still have days when, for example, he's getting late for the morning. Morning time I'm still trying to sort, because a lot of it sorted for me when I fixed my morning routines. I started getting up at 5 in the morning so that I could do my morning routine, and then I could prepare his lunch in time and all of that. But the days that I am not sorted in the morning, invariably we get late.
Okay.
And invariably it triggers me. And invariably I feel like the bus is downstairs and we're still not there, and this is just so crazy. And I absolutely do not claim to be an expert at any of these things. Right?
Yeah.
I'm only going through this journey, and I'm telling you commonsensically this makes sense. The more you sort yourself out, and the more you say that yes, I faltered and I'm sorry. It tells the child that एक रिपेयर करना कितना जरूरी है. रिलेशनशिप्स क्यों टूटते हैं? क्योंकि हम उनको रिपेयर ही नहीं करते हैं. वो एक कहावत है कि डेथ बाय 1,000 पेपर कट्स. एक पेपर कट क्या होता है? जरा सा पेपर कट होता है ना, जो हमें लगता है, बट अगर वो 1000 बार वो कटेगा तो शायद कोई मर भी जाए, इतना ब्लीड करे. This is what happens with relationships. They go through death by 1,000 paper cuts. Unless you repair, unless you fix the issues that are there, if you nip them in the bud, वो कभी रिपेयर नहीं होंगे, and one day it'll be gone, and children will be gone. I mean, we have to accept the fact that we have give or take 18 summers with our children. उसके बाद they are on their own journey.
Right, absolutely. And that is when I think it hits the parents. Okay, now what? The kids have grown up and we have nothing built for ourselves. Like, I'm talking more from the, personal interest.
A big one, right? अगर आप अपने आप को नर्चर नहीं करोगे तो सडनली जब आप एक एम्प्टी नेस्टर बन जाओगे, इट्स कॉल्ड द एम्प्टी नेस्ट सिंड्रोम. Suddenly you don't have anybody to cook for 3 times in a day. You do not have anybody who is going to be watching TV with you. It's pretty dreadful even to think right now, at least even in my situation. I feel like despite the fact that I keep myself pretty busy and pretty occupied, but as life unfolds, उस change के लिए हमें prepare होना ज़रूरी है. क्योंकि हम नहीं होंगे तो हम unnecessarily अपनी unmet needs अपने बच्चों पे डालेंगे, which is going to affect their future relationships, their own functioning.
राइट. एंड आई थिंक इसकी वजह से ना कहीं जैसे पेरेंट्स को हमने देखा है, हमारे जो पेरेंट्स हैं उनकी जनरेशन में देयर इज सो मच emotional dependence on the kids, on us, and they are sort of unable to function without kids being around. And suppose if one child is going out of the country or far away, parents are so much emotionally involved that they don't know what to do next. Now what? Our life has evolved around kids, and now all of a sudden it's like thousands of kilometers of distance. Now what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, and it's a very real problem, right? In fact, one of the reasons that I decided to come back from the US was exactly this, that we are 2 siblings. One of my older sister, she's in the US. So now I had to make a decision at some point, should I stay here and then my parents will be here alone, or should I go back? And I decided to make that decision much sooner, because the more longer that you stay, it becomes harder, right? You make a life there and all of that. So ये एक बहुत personal decision है. It's not something that I mandate, but I really, if possible, I tell people there is so much more benefit in being around family than in being isolated. There is a lot of isolation in these modern, lifestyles. And किसी भी तरह आप अपने family और community के साथ रह सकें. You don't have to live in the same house. You can make a situation where you are living around and close by, which is the situation that we have. And we've actively created that situation because we understand the value. जब बच्चे अपने parents के पास रहते हैं, many researchers have shown that it increases their lifespan by 8 to 10 years. So if you have that opportunity to increase the lifespan, the longevity, the happiness and the health quotient of your own parents by 8 to 10 years, why not take that option?
But don't you think somehow it can be a pressure for, now I'm coming back to the, the mother aspect, like a new mom. There are certain things that, our parental generation was very different. Our upbringing has been little different. And then how we want to upbring our kids is completely different. We want to break those patterns. We want to, break certain norms and
Break the generational
yeah, yes, the generational trauma. That is a very big thing that we want to break because we know somehow it is going to benefit. So, don't you think it is, you know, it is beneficial in some cases, but it can be, more creating more mental pressure.
See, तभी मैंने कहा ना इसमें कोई right or wrong तो है ही नहीं. I am nobody to mandate what anybody should do in their life. I am nobody to tell anyone how you should be raising your child. I am only here to handhold you with the positive parenting practices, researched brain science, child psychology, growth of, how human beings evolve. These sciences have not changed. I need not become pediatrician to be telling you this. I need not be a child psychiatrist per se to tell you this. I don't prescribe any medications. I am not authorized to do that. But all I'm doing is providing a space for parents to feel that they have a support system. They are handheld, they are understood.
Right.
If in your anybody's particular situation, there has been some generational trauma and you need to break free from that, by all means use physical separation. Why not? Because you know your situation best and you know what can release your own nervous system, and you can feel that you will thrive and your child will thrive, then please do that.
Yeah.
But in cases where there's nothing so extreme happening, where you've had a regular childhood, you've had all of this, try and create a space where you are able to take care of your own aging parents. Your child has access to your grandparents, or if not grandparents, whatever extended family, neighbors. If you can create a new family of your own through friend circle and all of that, because human beings are social beings.
Yeah.
Children thrive in social situations.
That is right. Like for kids, it is perfect to be around, grandparents. That I have also seen in my home, how, lively my niece is with my parents and how happy they are in her presence. So it is so beautiful to, watch them. But where the cases where it is not that kind of space, maybe, as you mentioned, it can be created through distance, or like physical distance, or creating harmony with a lot of communication, like a lot of conflicting communication as well. And maybe that should sort some of the situations. Okay, now coming towards the father and son relationship. And the reason of asking this is that, as we were just talking, that mothers are the nurturing, or, the caregiver, where a lot of emotions are involved, and mothers are talking in a emotional way right from the day the kid has, been born. How important is it for the fathers to be more emotionally involved? Because what we have seen is, fathers are more, they are like more involved in the work, and creating that discipline and showing, okay, you have to be strong and all of those things. But I want to come towards a different side, like how it will affect a kid's emotional well-being and a kid's emotional structure when a father is connected in an emotional way with the kid. How is it going to build the child's, um, emotional stability?
So it's an interesting question, Prachi. I'll explain again from a scientific point of view what is happening and why are mothers largely considered the primary caregivers. After childbirth, there is so much of connection that the mother and the child form. A big part of that is वो connection कभी टूट नहीं सकता because chemically you are bonded. Brain cells get exchanged from the child to the mother and mother to the child, and even after birth they share the same cells. So you can see there is a physical connection and emotional connection, and something that I can't really explain what is really happening. So that connection is very different. And 0 to 7 years में आपने usually देखा होगा, in any case बच्चा माँ को ही मांगता है for anything. There are obviously exceptions where, let's say, the mother is not available due to work or something like that, then that bonding happens with somebody else, parent, father or grandparents. But largely that is the case. एक popular कहावत है, I don't know how much I can agree with this or how scientific it is, but this popular adage goes that mothers make kids to boys and fathers make boys to men.
Okay.
अब इसको कैसे समझा जा सकता है, या जैसे मैंने समझा है, my husband also actually believes in this and he says this is that the foundational capability of a child is developed by the mother, how happy the mother is. In fact, the number one predictor of how a child will be in the future in terms of mental well-being, emotional well-being is directly proportional and linked to the mother's mental health. So mother is sort of setting the stage. But 7 years plus में जब बच्चा थोड़ा और बड़ा हो जाता है, then especially when you're talking about sons, you mentioned that concept of the Ranbir Kapoor story. So sons from 7 onwards really look up to the father. The father is sort of setting the stage of how you can evolve to be a man in the society.
Successful.
Everything,
Hmm.
all templates, whether it is about successful financially, or how you can handle relationships, or how you can handle health and fitness and well-being, how you can create hobbies around and thrive around hobbies. So ये सारे templates जो हैं sons tend to idolize and follow from the father. Again थोड़ा generic है, कहीं जगह true है, कहीं जगह नहीं है, but it is something to think about, it is something to ponder about. कि yes, fathers का बहुत important role है. कई बार overshadow हो जाता है वो role because mothers get all the limelight. Mothers also get a lot of brickbats, by the way. It's not just the limelight. सब कुछ मिलता है but वो दिखता वही है. Fathers का भी बहुत pivotal role है in building emotional stability, resilience, and really creating a personality that is well-rounded. तो अब now coming to the fact कि emotionally parents को कैसा, father को कैसा होना चाहिए. अब ये सब भी कोई again कोई ऐसा टेम्पलेट नहीं है. जितना हम vulnerability शो करते हैं, जितना हम connection बनाते हैं, whether you're a mother or father, it works for the child, right? Because the child wants to see harmony around. वो harmony create करने में तो दोनों mother और father का, दोनों male और female का contribution है. In families जहाँ पे single parent families हैं, whether the mother is raising or the father is raising, they have to play a lot many more roles.
Yeah.
The nurturer, the provider, the caretaker, the alpha, for example. अब ये alpha की बात भी अगर करा जाए तो हम ये नहीं बोल रहे हैं कि fathers को एक particular type का दिखाना है कि you should be this kind of masculinity is this. In fact, alpha, the word alpha male has been really, really misunderstood. And I was watching this very interesting TED talk by one of the persons who actually coined this term alpha male, जो कि primates में था, जैसे chimpanzees में. वहाँ से ये वर्ड आया है कि वहाँ पे उनकी सोसाइटी में अल्फा मेल्स कौन से होते हैं जो डोमिनेंस दिखाते हैं. ऑफ कोर्स दे आर डोमिनेटिंग एंड दे आर उन्हीं के अराउंड सारी सोसाइटी रिवॉल्व करती है. बट अ की एस्पेक्ट ऑफ अल्फा मेल्स इज दैट दे आर सॉल्यूशन प्रोवाइडर्स. दे आर पीपल हु हैंडल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स एंड क्राइसिस. So alpha male is not about beating your chest and सभी को पुल डाउन करना और बुली करना, जो कि आजकल ऐसा समझा जाता है. Being an alpha is about having that aura of authority, of conflict resolution, your ability to keep peace in the community. That is what it is all about. So अगर एक true alpha male father हैं तो वो ये सारी abilities display करेंगे और वो उसको बच्चा उनसे सीखेगा.
So let's go back towards the childhood of the father himself. And the reason is when they're not able to connect with their kids emotionally, the reason is that they have not seen that thing with their fathers, right? They might be sharing or opening up, because we have seen males tend to not open up, very easily, or show their emotions, because they have been taught in a certain way that, you have to be strong, you have to put a strong personality forward, and this is how the society works if you are showing emotions. And even if somebody is seeing um a male crying, they will say, oh, he's weak. And how that, because that bound, like, that has been built up for the father himself in the childhood. Now how can he break that stereotype and work on himself to be able to be more vulnerable, share emotions, and be more connected with the child emotionally, and not just okay, let's play games, and okay, if this is something like transactional, okay, this the child will go up to the father. But if the child is feeling emotionally down, he should be able to be so much comfortable with the father himself. How the father can build that.
यहाँ पे भी बिलीफ सिस्टम आपका जो है वो काफ़ी मैटर करता है। कई लोग मैं ऐसे जानती हूँ जो दे डू नॉट लाइक टॉकिंग अबाउट इमोशंस एंड दे आर लाइक आई डोंट केयर, आई एम नॉट गोना बी टॉकिंग अबाउट इट, आई वुड जस्ट रादर डिस्ट्रैक्ट एंड चेंज द टॉपिक एंड टॉक अबाउट समथिंग एल्स। मेरा पर्सनल मानना है कि दिस इज लाइक अवॉइडिंग द इशू एंड यू आर लिटरली ब्रशिंग इट अंडर द कार्पेट rather than dealing with it and moving through it. But again, this is what a lot of male interactions that I have, that will be like that. You are right, parenting has a generational impact. How our grandparents parented our parents had an impact on how they parented us. That has an impact on how we are parenting our children, and that will have an impact on how they parent their children. तो ये तो साइकिल चलता ही जाएगा। जैसे आपने कहा कि फिर कोई डिसाइड करता है कोई जनरेशनल ट्रॉमा ब्रेक करने का, तो वो होता है, अदरवाइज कहीं ना कहीं वो पैटर्न चलता है, या वो पैटर्न रिपीट होता है या वो पैटर्न रिबेल होता है. सम पीपल विल रिपीट इट बिकॉज दैट्स व्हाट देव सीन, बट सम हु सी दैट इट्स वाज सो बैड इन माय चाइल्डहुड, आई नेवर वांट टू डू दिस टू माय किड, they will rebel against it. दोनों में से कुछ भी हो सकता है. Now, the important thing is, again, if the male or the father is self-aware, that listen, I did not have that great of a relationship with my father, and the reasons for that was because, I never had that safe space to express myself. Then you can make a conscious choice that you build a space where your child is expressing to you in any form. Like, for instance, in my family, both my husband and my son, they connect on fitness. So they would work out together. We have a little home gym, and both of them enjoy working out together. They enjoy listening to this similar kind of music, watching similar movies. There are lots of different ways in which they connect. Now, my way to connect is slightly different. It may not be this, but it could be like the end of the day story time that we have. Or we have something where we call it a mama baby time. Again, I also learned this concept from Parvarish, an organization that I did a course from, where, in the night when we are doing this exchange, and we can do it once a week, once a month, jab yaad aata hai kar lete hain. We did one yesterday where we just share, okay, what went well today and what I didn't do well. And the other person is simply going to listen. Koi judgment nahi dena, koi answer nahi dena, simply listen. That connecting. Or my way could be going out with him to the park and just laying under the sun, getting some much needed sun. So everyone connects differently. I don't believe in the fact कि जो mother कर रही है वही father भी करे. Because these two genders are different, and in our society सबके roles थोड़े differently defined हुए हैं. I believe in helping everybody play on their strengths. अगर हम सारा टाइम बोलते रहेंगे मदर भी इमोशनली ऐसे ही कनेक्ट हो, फादर भी हो, तो somewhere the father's individuality may get suppressed.
Okay.
So everyone should be understanding. That's why I say that don't be mother against the father. It's not me against you. It is both of us against this problem of modern day parenting. Unless you equip yourself with understanding what the basics of foundational understanding of the art and science of peaceful parenting, which is why I created the courses. पहले basics समझ लेते हैं. Then we will take action according to our own personalities and what we can do, and our gender roles, for example.
Okay. And then they can decide, like fathers can decide, okay, this is how I have to build the emotional connection with
Yeah.
my kid.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the same, which is one of the biggest problems that I'm facing with a lot of females nowadays, or mothers who are coming to me, ke he is not acting as I want him to, but why should you mandate?
Yeah, right. There should not be like boundaries. Of course, every human is different in some.
And sometimes I tell parents it's actually good if the child is getting diversity. मदर का व्यू अगर थोड़ा अलग है फादर से, तो इसको कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ना समझ के ये समझे कि अच्छा है ना, उसे डिफरेंट डाइवर्स व्यूज मिल रहे हैं, सो दैट दे कैन डिसाइड फॉर देमसेल्व्स.
Right.
अनलेस इट इज टू कॉन्फ्लिक्टिंग कि वो बच्चा कंफ्यूज ही हो जा रहा है, बार बार कॉन्ट्रडिक्टरी सिग्नल्स आ रहे हैं, ऐसा भी नहीं होना चाहिए. So it's always a balance.
Since we're talking about different cultures and families, how do you approach families which are, or the parents who are coming from different cultural backgrounds, and deal with their conflicts first, and then, make them understand for a common path?
Well, interesting question, because in today's world, not just boundaries of geography, in terms of किस state को आप belong करते हैं, your boundaries of religion, countries, everything is sort of getting mixed, right? Because marriages are happening in every sort of fashion. I think कोई replacement नहीं है इस बात का कि when you get into this idea of parenting consciously, the first thing is to first align yourself as much as possible. I understand हर चीज़ के बारे में बात करना आसान नहीं होता. It's easier said than done. कॉन्सेप्ट में अच्छा लगता है, बट प्रैक्टिकली मुश्किल होता है. बट when you approach it a little more consciously, you will talk about these things कि हम लोग किस रिलीजन की क्या फॉलो करेंगे. या फॉर एग्जाम्पल शाहरुख खान, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, in the limelight, he at least from that point of view, when his children were growing up, he has been pretty vocal about the fact that his children follow both religious festivals and they respect humanity. At least from his early parenting interviews, you could see that he's made an effort. So it starts with that, making an effort of being respectful of each other's religions and approaches. Having said that, biggest problem आता है बच्चे को बड़ा करने में आपके क्या, दोनों के क्या विचार हैं. Most of the parents that are part of my community who join me, they have this complaint that we are not on the same page in terms of parenting. Sometimes we are not even on the same book.
Yeah.
हम कुछ और चाहते हैं, the other person wants something else, and it is becoming a bone of contention in raising the child. It's a very real problem. And again, like most problems in the world, the solution is not in brushing it under the carpet. The solution is actually addressing the issue. If it is something that you can adjust and compromise on, okay, in this matter, let's do this approach, in this matter, let's do that approach. That is the best, because ultimately the child wants a harmonious environment.
Right.
जितना आपके बीच में कॉन्फ्लिक्ट होगा, जितना आप दोनों के बीच में डिसएग्रीमेंट्स ऑन अ अनमैनेजेबल लेवल होगा, वो आपके बच्चे को इफेक्ट करेगा. सो फॉर एनीथिंग, इट्स ऑलवेज बेटर टू हैव द कॉन्वर्सेशंस बिफोर हैंड. स्क्रीन टाइम देने से पहले उसके रूल्स डिसाइड करो. पेरेंटिंग में जाने से पहले उसके गाइडलाइंस थोड़े आपस में डिस्कस कर लो. बहुत फॉर्मली मत करो, बिकॉज इट्स नॉट लाइक अ बोर्ड मीटिंग. बट having these softer moments of connection, okay, I would love to raise the child like this, or I would appreciate, it boils down to that kind of communication, जो कि हम सीख सकते हैं at any age. At my age, in my 4th decade of life, I'm still learning the basics of communication. And I don't have any, shame in sharing that, because as life is evolving, I am evolving, my spouse is evolving, our environment is evolving. हमको सीखना ही पड़ेगा.
Right. And I think on the daily basis, as situation comes कि आज कोई कुछ अलग सी situation आई है ना, both the parents might have conflicting thoughts. So not reacting in front of the child at that moment, maybe a back-end communication can help.
Now, इसमें I'll give you an example, because I'm a mother of a sports person. तो मैं हमेशा एक चीज़ ऑब्जर्व करती हूँ, एंड एज पेरेंट्स आई रिकमेंड सब थोड़ा ऑब्जर्वेशन अपना बढ़ाएं, बिकॉज बाय ऑब्जर्विंग लाइफ यू विल पिक अप अ लॉट. I see when my child is training, they are going for their training, the coach is fully involved. They are, teaching, they are, also sometimes being strict, सब कुछ हो रहा है. But on the day of the match, the coach is very calm. They are not, over इंस्ट्रक्टिंग द चाइल्ड और अपने टीम को बहुत ओवर इन्वॉल्व नहीं हो रहे बिकॉज उन्होंने अपना काम पहले कर दिया.
Okay.
The same thing with every other thing, right? In the heat of the moment, when you are there, उस टाइम आप कुछ टीचेबल मोमेंट कर नहीं सकते हो.
Hmm.
यू नो एग्जाम में जाके तो आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते ना, एग्जाम की प्रिपरेशन तो पहले होती है. सो लाइफ की प्रिपरेशन होनी जरूरी है, पेरेंटिंग की प्रिपरेशन होना जरूरी है, बिकॉज व्हेन द मोमेंट कम्स उस टाइम यू कांट रियली डू मच.
Okay.
सो इंस्टेड ऑफ बीइंग इन दैट फायर फाइटिंग मोड ऑल द टाइम कि जब प्रॉब्लम आएगी तब करेंगे, टेक प्रीएम्प्टिव एक्शन, जिसे हम प्रिवेंटेटिव मेंटेनेंस भी कहते हैं. गाड़ी की हम रुकने की वेट तो नहीं करते ना, हम पहले उसे सर्विसिंग में देते हैं. वी मेक श्योर द अपकीप इज अप टू द मार्क. सेम वे with relationships, parenting is just like any other relationship. The more that you preventively work on overcoming those issues, you will be doing a better job of it.
Okay. Now coming on to the single parent situation, when we have a father and a mother both involved in it, it's a combined efforts. Things are a little easier, I would say. But for a single parent, it can be really very dreadful emotionally, physically, and mentally. How a father or a mother who's a single parent can they build boundaries with having the emotional connectivity with the kid? How does that scenario works for a single parent, and what are your advices for a single parent?
So, single parenting is very hard. In today's time, singular parenting भी एक और term है जहाँ पे you're not necessarily a single parent, but you are the only one who's available. The other one might be too busy in their work. Maybe they are posted in some other city. Maybe they're in like merchant navy or where they are physically not present. तो ये single parenting और singular parenting दोनों ही बहुत challenging है, of course, because you're playing dual roles and one person is expected to show up in two separate roles. And that is not just for one child. Sometimes there are 2 children or 3 children. तो कितने आप roles play कर रहे हैं? It's very, very difficult. But all the more important to build a community and a tribe. Someone to fall back on.
Okay.
अगर आप ये सोचेंगे कि मैं सब कुछ खुद कर लूँगा या खुद कर लूँगी और सुपर हीरो और सुपर वुमेन बनने की कोशिश करेंगे, very soon you're going to nosedive and you are going to have things coming crashing down. So don't be ashamed to seek help. अब वो हेल्प कहाँ से मिल सकती है? Neighbors, extended family, friends, a parenting community like the parenting inner circle, the community that I'm building. It's a digital community, but we are also looking to do many offline events now, so parents can connect with each other and find those networks.
Okay.
Even social networking you can use that way. In fact, here I'd like to share my previous boss. He was the CEO of my previous edtech company, because I've had a long run in edtech sector as well. He has actually now moved on and he's creating a new app. And he's created one called the Hoogly. It's a wonderful app where the idea is that you are on a social network, but you're not connecting with anybody and everybody. You can only have like 16 members who you're connected to, right? That's your inner circle. People who you want to be open and vulnerable with, and you will share your real moments with them rather than simply putting in polished, filtered photos. So wherever you can build a vulnerable, happy, supportive group, online or offline. For single parents, it's a boon. I have lots of single parents on my community, not just from India, from Australia, from Germany, women who have been, victims of abuse, or people who have lost their spouse at different stages and ages, unless you have a community that you can call your own, so that you can feel that you're not alone. I think the biggest thing that community gives you is this feeling that I am not alone in this. जहाँ मुझे लग रहा था कि only I am struggling, I can see that others are all also on the similar journey and we can all help each other out.
But what if in certain situations, suppose if the extended family or the parents or the single parent are not available, they do not have a lot of physical support to be able to take care of the child when they are not present, because if there's a single parent involved, they also have to work to provide for the kid. How is that situation taken care of?
It is always sub-ideal, right? इसमें कोई ideal situation नहीं है. It is only what you can make work in your situation. आज ये कोई नई बात नहीं है. Single parenthood हमेशा से ही रहा है. चाहे वो willful हो या unwillingly हो, किसी का passing of the spouse हो, कुछ भी हो सकता है. तो single parenthood तो has been around. But I think potentially if you ask any of those families as well, their response would be कि हाँ हमने support लिया. When I used to do a job, or many of these single parents, they work multiple jobs, 2-3 shifts काम करते हैं, अलग अलग jobs करते हैं to make the ends meet. तो कहीं तो बच्चे को छोड़ेंगे. If you can't avail of a daycare service or anything like that, you have to have a trusted space. और वो trusted space तभी आता है जब आप अपने आप से किसी को टाइम दें, अपने आप अपने रिलेशंस बढ़ाएं. सिंपली हम किसी को जाके बोलेंगे मेरा बच्चा रख लो, तो ना ही वो बच्चे के लिए सेफ है, बिकॉज यू डोंट हैव दैट रिलेशनशिप विद द नेबर और हुएवर, एंड इट्स नॉट इवन एडवाइजेबल टू डू दैट. सो इसके लिए हम सभी को सोशल लाइफ इन रियल लाइफ अपना बढ़ाने की तरफ सोचना चाहिए, रादर देन एडिंग कनेक्शंस एंड फॉलोअर्स ऑन आवर फेसबुक पेजेस. If we can think of adding more valuable and honest and vulnerable connections in real life, तो हम एक दूसरे की मदद कर सकते हैं.
एक बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ है, जैसे कि कोई कह रहा है कि यार मेरा बच्चा खाना नहीं खा रहा है, और बच्चा अगर कह रहा है कि मुझे बिना टीवी देखे खाना ही नहीं खाना है, या बिना फ़ोन देखे मुझे खाना ही नहीं खाना है, ऐसे सिचुएशंस में पेरेंट्स क्या कर सकते हैं?
सो इसमें हम सबसे पहले जाते हैं उस पॉइंट पे कि बच्चे ने पहले फ़ोन, क्या वो फ़ोन के साथ पैदा हुआ? नहीं ना. उसको पहली बार किसी ने तो फ़ोन दिया है, पेरेंट ने दिया है, दादा दादी, नाना नानी, किसी ने भी, somebody has handed the child the phone and they've done it while he was eating. So पहली बात तो अगर आप वो प्रिवेंट कर सके वो होने ही ना दें. डोंट डू इट in the first go, because it is going to attract the child. It is, the social media is designed to attract, like we've spoken, right? So पहली बात तो कहीं ना कहीं वी आर ओनली रिस्पॉन्सिबल कि हमने उनको कभी तो दिया लाइफ में, चाहे 2 साल में, 3 साल में, 4 साल में, तभी वो उसको मांग रहे हैं. द अदर थिंग इज, इन मेनी फैमिलीज इंक्लूडिंग इन माई ओन फैमिली, द सिचुएशन इज सच दैट मोस्ट पीपल लाइक टू ईट विद द टेलीविजन ऑन. सो वो एक बन चुका है अब. That has been solidified as a practice. My practical response to this is कि अगर if it causes too much of discord, आपके फैमिली मेम्बर्स में ये बहुत ही एक बोन ऑफ कंटेंशन बन गया कि हम क्यों नहीं देख सकते टीवी, या हमने बचपन से देखा है और ये वो. आई ऑलवेज टेल पेरेंट्स, पिक योर बैटल्स वाइजली. हर चीज़ को आप नहीं लड़ सकते हो. हाँ, अगर आपको पता है कि दिस इज़ नॉट ग्रेट, एंड वाई इज इट नॉट ग्रेट? बिकॉज व्हेन यू आर वॉचिंग अ स्टिमुलेटिंग एक्टिविटी, फर्स्ट यू डोंट फोकस ऑन योर फूड. बच्चे अंडर ईट करते हैं और ओवर ईट करते हैं व्हेन दे आर डिस्ट्रैक्टेड, राइट? सो उससे क्या होता है, उससे या तो उन्हें एडिक्वेट न्यूट्रिशन नहीं जाएगा, या फिर वो ओवरवेट और ओबेसिटी के उस प्रॉब्लम में आएंगे.
ओके, सो दे आर नॉट माइंडफुल.
दे आर नॉट माइंडफुल. उसका भी साइंस है. देयर इज अ रिलीज ऑफ अ केमिकल नोन लेप्टिन इन आवर बॉडी. वो लेप्टिन जो होता है वो रिलीज डिस्टर्ब हो जाता है व्हेन यू आर engaged with your TV or something else.
Okay.
Leptin is your satiety hormone. Satiety मतलब आपका पेट फुल हुआ है या नहीं वो आपको बताता है. बट जब बच्चा डिस्ट्रैक्टेड है और वो ऐसे खा रहा है कुछ और देख के, या उसको कोई और खिला रहा है, तो उसका satiety hormone काम नहीं करता है. सो उसमें अंडर ईटिंग, ओवर ईटिंग होती ही होती है.
Okay.
So basically, in the long run, it's not a great practice. The fact that you are not sitting with your loved ones, looking at them, talking to them, using that time of eating as a bonding time and connecting with them, and you're simply, mindlessly doing this, has many other repercussions, including social issues and all of that. But अगर इतना ज़्यादा आप नहीं सोच सकते हैं और आपके घर का सिचुएशन ऐसा है, I say कि try to find a middle ground. Middle ground is, अच्छा एक मील ऐसे देख लिया तो दूसरे मील में हम नहीं देखेंगे, या लेट्स फिनिश द मील फर्स्ट. द रूल्स दैट हैव बीन सेट इन द हाउस आर सच दैट वी विल फिनिश आवर मील्स एंड इमीडिएटली आफ्टर दैट वी कैन वॉच टीवी. सो द मोर दैट यू सेट दीज बाउंड्रीज, पहले तो दें ही ना डिवाइस. अगर डिवाइस दे दिया है या घर में लोग कॉमन टीवी ऐसा देखते हैं, तो सेट द रूल्स बिफोर हैंड कि पहले हम खाएंगे फिर देखेंगे. या अगर पेरेंट्स फॉलो करेंगे तभी बच्चे फॉलो करेंगे. दैट इज द बेसिक रूल. अगर पेरेंट्स देख रहे हैं खाते हुए तो वो भी देखेंगे. सो इफ वन पेरेंट इज वॉचिंग एंड द अदर फील्स कि ये नहीं होना चाहिए, तो ट्राई फाइंड अ मिडिल ग्राउंड रादर देन कॉन्स्टेंटली fighting about it, because ultimately it will affect the peace and harmony of your home.
And how can parents confront their own conscious biasness unconscious biasness, in terms of when there's a more than one child involved? So if you don't have a single child, there are siblings involved. Sometimes parents also tend to have their own favoritism unconsciously. How can that be like tailored and parents can be more conscious about it and about their choices and how do they react towards that particular child?
It's a great question, and it begins with being honest with yourself. If you ask any parent, no parent is going to admit that I love one child more than the other, right? Everybody will give you this thing that I love both of them equally, or all three or four of them equally. Truth is, and psychology tells us, that everyone has a favorite child, whether you want to admit it or not, because it is politically incorrect and it may be a controversial thing to say. But I will just say it out there because I also believe in it, that parents are also human beings, right? And they are nurturing young beings. So subconsciously, at a level where you also don't realize or acknowledge it, you may prefer one child over the other, maybe because they are like you, they embody the values that you really want, and the other one, which is usually the younger one, is always the brat. है ना? ऐसे कुछ स्टीरियोटाइप्स भी हैं, एंड कुछ बच्चे अपना अलग बिहेवियर भी शो करते हैं. तो पहले ये एक्नॉलेज कर लेना कि हाँ, शायद मेरा एक बच्चे की तरफ ज़्यादा स्ट्रेस है और दूसरे पे नहीं है. ये एक्नॉलेजमेंट ही एक बहुत बड़ा स्टेप होगा इफ पेरेंट्स आर एबल टू डू इट. द सेकेंड इज, नाउ दैट यू एक्नॉलेज्ड इट, be a little conscious that you do not over indulge one child, and you do not constantly label the other child as the difficult one, as the clumsy one, as the bratty one, as the whatever labels we put on children, because the child will spend their entire life carrying that label and wanting to get rid of it, but now they have internalized it so much that wo jayega nahi.
And that they also accepted, okay, I am this way.
Absolutely. They accept it, they use it as a crutch. ये
Hmm.
अरे मैं तो हूँ ही ऐसा ना, तो let me do it. Everybody expects me to make a scene, let me make it. So उसको हमें बचाने के लिए we have sibling dynamics. It's very challenging for parents because आपको दोनों को साथ लेके चलना है,
Right.
और दोनों की individual needs को recognize करना है. Just because both of them are born in your family does not mean that they are going to turn out the same or they are going to act the same.
एंड जनरली छोटे और बड़े के केस में ये होता है कि जनरली बड़े बच्चे को बोला जाता है कि ओ यू आर द एल्डर वन, सो थोड़ा मैच्योर बिहेव करो, ये तो छोटा है, कोई बात नहीं, इग्नोर इट. इवन इफ द यंगर किड इज was not right in that situation. तो वहाँ पे कैसे, मतलब हम क्या बोले ऐसा बड़े बच्चे को कि वो समझे, एंड नॉट टेलिंग देम कि यार अब ठीक है, कोई नहीं, समझ जाओ.
ये कैच 22 सिचुएशन है ना. दैट्स व्हाई पेरेंटिंग इज सो हार्ड, एंड पेरेंट्स फील कि हम कुछ भी बोले कुछ गड़बड़ हो जाएगा क्या, तो कुछ बोले ही नहीं.
हाँ, राइट.
ऐसा नहीं है. यू डू नॉट नीड टू फियर दिस. डोंट हैव दिस फियर कि अरे हमारे कुछ भी बोलने से माय चाइल्ड इज गोइंग टू बी स्कार्ड फॉर लाइफ. चिल्ड्रन आर वेरी रेजिलिएंट अनलेस यू मेक अ हैबिट of constantly saying something and chastising a child and putting them down. ऐसा नहीं होता कि कभी कुछ कह दिया और एक को प्रेफर कर दिया तो सडनली द वर्ल्ड विल फॉल अपार्ट. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. डोंट लेट एनीबडी स्केयर यू, बिकॉज अगर हम इतना इसके बारे में सोचेंगे तो कोई पेरेंट ही नहीं बनना चाहेगा, राइट? इट विल सीम सो हार्ड. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. बट यस, ये भी जो लेबलिंग होती है ना, ये दोनों तरह से काम करती है. अगर हम एक इंसान को बहुत पॉजिटिव लेबल्स भी लगाते जाएं, अरे यू आर द रिस्पॉन्सिबल वन, अरे यू आर द केयरिंग वन, अरे यू विल ऑलवेज टेक केयर ऑफ, मतलब जो भी हम लगाते हैं वो पॉजिटिव लेबल्स भी सही नहीं है, बिकॉज वो सारा टाइम उनके यही आ जाएगा ऊपर कि अब तो मुझे रिस्पॉन्सिबली एक्ट करना, आई कांट एक्ट माई सेल्फ
एंड एक्ट एज लाइक अ गुड चाइल्ड.
I have to act as a good child because now that expectation has been set. So every now and then कभी किसी चीज के लिए praise किया जब, तो we have to learn how to tweak our language. So you try and learn and appreciate the behavior. Don't sort of keep the behavior and the child separate. You are being very responsible versus you are a responsible child. You are being very bratty right now versus you are a brat. You are having a lot of big emotions right now. You are too sensitive. दोनों में आप difference देख रहे हो. In the former, we are telling you that the parent is communicating that you are displaying this behavior right now. In the second option, you are saying you are this. दोनों में बहुत फर्क है.
Right.
The former tells the child that I can be bratty at times, I can be responsible at times, I can be caring at times, I can be careless at times. The second says that I am a careless kid.
Yeah, establishing.
It's establishing. You are basically spotlighting and saying this is who you are. So it is hard, and I have to consciously, even I till today have to work, and I'm sure those who have done parenting well also do this. अपने अंदर ही एक रेगुलेशन, जिसे कहते हैं ना, रेगुलेटर हिलाते रहते हैं. ओके, एक बार बोल दिया है, नाउ आई विल नॉट रिपीट इट. वील ऑल स्लिप. एवरी नाउ एंड देन हमारे मुंह से निकल जाएगा. So world's not going to fall apart. Just be mindful that you've done it. If you can, tell the child that, listen, I said this, I should not have, and I'll try to do better. And then next time, try to do better.
Okay. Now coming on to towards the end of this podcast, and I have one more question for you. Understanding the concept of parenting, do you think there is actually a balance between, or a balance can be created between the modern parenting and the traditional parenting, as we discussed in the initial of this podcast? Do you think there is an absolute balance, or there are certain things that can work for one family that might not work for the other family? Like, how should parents approach this?
Absolute balance जैसा again मुझे लगता है कुछ नहीं है. Perfection जैसा I don't think anything is there. I've already said that. But yes, we need to strike as much of a balance as we can between the best of the past and the best of the current situation. आज भी ऐसा नहीं है it's all doom and gloom. आज भी बहुत अच्छी चीज़ें हैं. There are lots of things that we can take from in terms of technology. I've worked in the edtech sector for more than a decade. So ऐसा नहीं है कि मैंने उसमें बहुत अच्छा भी देखा है. पर्सनलाइज्ड लर्निंग के बहुत बेनिफिट्स भी देखे हैं, गेमिफाइड लर्निंग के बहुत अच्छे एडवांटेजेस भी देखे हैं. एंड जो हम ट्रेडिशनल पेरेंटिंग देखते हैं जिसमें कुछ रूल्स और बाउंड्रीज होती थी, कुछ एक रिस्पेक्ट ऑफ द एनवायरनमेंट होता था, वो सारी चीज़ें भी बहुत ज़रूरी हैं. एक बोर्डम जिसको हम पहले कोई नहीं बोलता था आई एम बोर्ड. आजकल आप किसी बच्चे से एक बार डिवाइस ले लीजिए, 5 मिनट में वो बोलना शुरू करेंगे आई एम बोर्ड. तो हम पहले से सीख सकते हैं ना कि पहले बोर्डम कैसे टैकल करते थे बच्चे, बाय यूजिंग देयर बॉडीज, बाय यूजिंग क्रिएटिविटी, बाय यूजिंग थिंग्स अराउंड देम, मेकिंग फ्रेंड्स, गोइंग आउट देयर. So try and incorporate the best from the past. In fact, as I'm the vice president for Women's Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industries, I'm the vice president for Holistic Child Development Council. Within that, the first thing that I've taken up as a mandate or as a mission is to bring back the 90s childhood.
Right.
Now, 90s childhood में कुछ अच्छी भी चीज़ें थी, कुछ बुरी, but we are focusing on those things that were full of innocence, the childhood of carefreeness, innocence, no technology, making friends, being social, being naughty, being childlike basically. So वो best of that era अगर हम आज की parenting में ला सकें, in whichever way possible, is it through games that we used to play, is it through activities we used to do, जो भी चीज़ें हैं, if you can go back to your childhood and try to bring that back.
And I think हम भी when we also talk with our friends and our generation and parents who have become new parents, हम हमेशा सब लोग एक ही चीज़ बोलते हैं कि अरे हमारे टाइम में ऐसा होता था एंड 90s में हम ऐसे करते थे. लाइफ वाज वेरी सिंपलर, ऑल्दो कुछ चीज़ें थी जो अब बेटर हैं, आई वुड से, इन टर्म्स ऑफ पेट्रियार्कल सिचुएशंस एंड विद इन द फैमिलीज. बट जो पहले हमारा चाइल्डहुड था, हाउ सिंपल वी एज किड्स वर इन आवर थॉट्स, एंड थोड़ा डांट भी पड़ गई तो उसको हम नॉर्मली
In your stride, you just don't mull over it.
राइट, मतलब थोड़ा बहुत रोना धोना होता था उसका, दे यूज्ड टू बी लाइक वेरी नॉर्मल. इट वाजंट वेरी इम्पैक्टफुल इन आवर मेंटल हेल्थ. वहाँ पे कोई इम्पैक्ट नहीं होता था उसका. इट वाज ऑल गुड. तो वही, मतलब हम लोग भी ऐसे याद करते कि यार हाँ, अगर कुछ गुड एस्पेक्ट्स 90s के अगर आज के जनरेशन में आ जाए, आई थिंक इट विल बी लिटिल बेटर.
Absolutely. I think वही एक है जिसको मैं एज अ मिशन लेके अब चल रही हूँ. Very recently, I was also recognized at the Karamavir Forum. I received the silver medal for my work in this education space and parenting space. And I think a big part of that I'm going to attribute to this thought process of simplified living and parenting. आज के ज़माने में जब abundance है, over access to things है and ability to buy things है, अगर इसमें भी if we choose a simpler life, if we choose to do even small things like eating mindfully, and connecting with people, giving relationships the importance that they deserve, reading is an art that is going, writing is a skill that is going, and ये सब चीज़ें हमारे brain से के well-being के लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है. When we read, as you were saying, we patiently give time to that piece of article or book. We are building this thing about delayed gratification. When we write, then our thoughts and our body is aligning and we get a lot of mental clarity.
Right.
So instead of typing on our notes, अगर आप डायरी लिखें, it clears your mind much more. You feel much more rewarded. There's dopamine release when you have a to-do list and you tick mark it. It's a big dopamine release, right? You feel like, wow, I've accomplished something.
Right.
So ये free की चीज़ें हम use नहीं कर रहे हैं, and we are going towards more artificial things, which I think is my real mission, and I feel very fulfilled to be working in this area. I feel very blessed that somehow by becoming a parent I got this direction in life, and which without being a parent शायद मैं कभी भी नहीं सोचती कि मैं इस एरिया में अपने आप को एजुकेट करूं और फिर औरों को सपोर्ट करूं.
Well, all the best for that. And that is a very good concept. Maybe we can talk about it in detail in our next sessions or something. But now I have a quick rapid fire for you. So I'll ask certain questions and maybe you can answer it in like few words or just 2 or 3 words maybe. So what are the top 3 parenting books or resources you recommend?
So, like the books that I showed today, The Peaceful Parents, Happy Kids by Dr. Laura Markham, then The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt, and The Brain by David Eagleman. Even though that's not a parenting book, but I really recommend people to read it because you understand yourself better, you understand your family better. So these are the top 3 books, and of course there's another book called The Me, Me, Me Epidemic, and so many others. How to Talk So Kids Listen, and Listen to So Kids Will Talk. बहुत सारे resources आपको मिलेंगे.
Okay. My second question is, if you could give just one piece of advice to every parent, what would it be?
Well, my piece of advice is to understand that parenting is not about the child, it is about the parent. First, understand that, and when you really truly internalize it, you'll be on your way to great parenting.
Okay. If there is one parenting myth you wish to bust, what would it be?
Parenting myth. Yeah, again, the same idea that it's not about the child. Don't look at fixing them. You have to understand your own self first.
Okay. What's more important, being liked by your child or respected by them?
Ah, I think neither. I would say being loved, truly loved, and connected. Connection is more important. Connection के साथ सब कुछ आ जाता है. You don't have to like each other all the time. You can have a little bit of disagreement. You can have a little bit of peeve with each other. But if there is true love and there is connection, you'll come back to each other.
Okay. What's more challenging, raising kids or coaching parents?
Oh, raising kids or coaching parents. This is a personal question to me, right?
Yes. With your experience.
But my experience, obviously, raising a child is challenging. It's enriching also. But I am taking it as a learning journey every single day. And, I think coaching parents has been very rewarding for me. I've not had that pushback कि आप क्यों हमें बता रहे हो या and maybe people who don't align with me don't even come to me. But the kind of love and appreciation and the connections that I'm getting for parents, it tells me that people are ready for it. They want to learn.
Okay. Okay. What's one thing you think all kids truly need from their parents?
They need experiences, they need power, they need to feel powerful, they need connection. So it's not one, they need a lot. बच्चे बहुत, they are very demanding, हाँ. उनको चाहिए बहुत कुछ. But it's all part of this joyful ride called parenting.
Okay. So last question, one piece of advice you wish someone gave you before you became a parent.
Oh, one piece of advice was I would really have looked forward to is to learn about being a good parent and a positive parent. Nobody said that इसको भी सीखा जा सकता है. It wasn't on my radar to learn. Yeah, I had a few books about how to raise a super genius baby and all of that. But I think more about self-awareness. किसी ने नहीं बताया that you'll be faced with a lot of your own triggers and fears and things like that. So I would have loved to have that, and this is an open invitation to all would-be parents or people who are thinking of becoming parents. Please educate yourself. Please take it up with all the love. It's not difficult, but it is a responsible role. It's the most important role that you're going to play in your life, raising the next generation. So don't take it lightly.
Okay, so that was the wrap. And thank you so much, Ritika. It was a very heartfelt, discussion and very soulful discussion. I am 100% sure that it is going to benefit the new age parents. And of course, please look into the advices. And if you are looking forward for a, taking advices from a parent coach. We have an expert here. You can take advices, and there's even no harm in educating yourself and being more conscious about yourself before we jump onto the conclusion that my child is not behaving in a certain way and I have to teach the child. Please teach yourself first and understand yourself first, and that is how you can become not a perfect parent. You can become a good parent.
Absolutely, you said it.
Thank you so much, Ritika.